Friends, gather round, for it seems the ghost of trade wars past has returned to haunt us once more. The specter of tariffs, those economic weapons of choice, has re-emerged from the shadows, and this time it's our northern neighbor Canada that finds itself in the crosshairs. The news has sent ripples through communities from bustling city centers to quiet suburban homes as people try to make sense of the latest developments. Our old friend, the tariff, is back in the headlines, and this time, it's Canada feeling the heat. The headlines scream of economic strife, and the airwaves are filled with debates and discussions about the implications of these new trade barriers. It's a topic that has everyone talking, from seasoned economists to everyday citizens. Yes, you heard that right. Canada, our friendly neighbor to the north, the land of maple syrup and politeness, is now on the receiving end of Trump's economic wrath. This is a country known for its vast landscapes, friendly people, and a strong sense of community. Yet, despite these positive attributes, it has not been spared from the latest round of economic hostilities. It seems the former president, in his infinite wisdom, has decided to slap tariffs on a whole host of Canadian goods. This move has been met with a mix of confusion and frustration, as people try to understand the reasoning behind it. The decision has sparked a flurry of activity, with analysts poring over data and politicians making impassioned speeches. We're talking steel, aluminum, even lumber. These are not just any products, they are the building blocks of modern industry. The impact of these tariffs is far-reaching, affecting everything from construction projects to manufacturing processes. It's a move that has significant implications for both countries. You know, the things you need to, well, build a country. These materials are essential for infrastructure development, housing projects, and countless other applications. The tariffs threaten to disrupt supply chains, increase costs, and create uncertainty in the market. It's a situation that has left many people scratching their heads. Now, we could delve into the supposed justifications for these tariffs, but honestly, who has the time? The explanations are often convoluted, filled with economic jargon and political rhetoric. It's a complex issue that requires careful analysis, but for many the immediate concern is the practical impact on their lives and businesses. Let's just say it involves a lot of hand-wringing about trade deficits and national security, the usual greatest hits of protectionist rhetoric. These arguments have been used time and again to justify trade barriers, but their effectiveness and validity are often questioned. The debate rages on, with strong opinions on both sides. But here's the thing about tariffs. They're not just abstract economic tools. They have tangible effects on people's lives. From factory workers to small business owners, the impact is felt across various sectors. It's a reminder that economic policies are not just numbers on a spreadsheet, they have real-world consequences. And in this case, those consequences are being felt on both sides of the border. The interconnected nature of the global economy means that actions in one country can have ripple effects in another. Families, businesses, and entire communities are grappling with the fallout. For Canada, it means higher prices for consumers and businesses, job losses in key industries, and a general sense of bewilderment at being treated like, well, an enemy. The economic strain is palpable, with rising costs and shrinking opportunities. It's a challenging time for many Canadians, who are trying to navigate this new reality. And for America? Well, buckle up, because things are about to get interesting. The tariffs may be intended to protect domestic industries, but they also come with unintended consequences. Higher costs for raw materials can lead to increased prices for consumers, potential job losses, and strained international relations. It's a complex and evolving situation that will require careful management and diplomacy. Now, Canada isn't just going to take this lying down. In the face of escalating trade tensions and political maneuvering, our northern neighbors have decided to take a stand. But this isn't just any stand. It's a calculated, strategic move designed to hit where it hurts the most. Oh no, they've got a plan. A plan so cunning, so devious that it just might work. Imagine a chess game where every move is meticulously planned, every piece strategically placed. That's the level of thought and precision going into this strategy. They're going to hit Trump where it hurts the most, his voter base. The very foundation of his political power, the people who turned out in droves to support him, are now the target of Canada's countermeasures. That's right, Canada is targeting its retaliatory tariffs on goods from states that voted for Trump in the last election. By focusing on these red states, Canada aims to create a ripple effect that could potentially sway political opinions and actions. We're talking bourbon from Kentucky, orange juice from Florida, and even playing cards from Wisconsin. These aren't just random products, they're carefully chosen to maximize economic and political impact. Yes, even playing cards from Wisconsin, because apparently those are still a thing. Each of these products represents a significant industry in its respective state, industries that employ thousands of people and contribute to the local economy. The idea is simple: make these tariffs hurt, not just economically but politically. By targeting industries that are vital to these states, Canada hopes to create enough economic pain to force a political response. Make those Trump-voting farmers and factory workers feel the pinch in their wallets, and maybe, just maybe, they'll start putting pressure on their elected officials to change course. It's a high-stakes game of economic chess where every move is designed to elicit a specific reaction. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. The world will be watching closely to see if this calculated move by Canada will bring about the desired change or if it will escalate tensions even further. One thing is for sure, the stakes have never been higher. Let's be clear, folks, these tariffs aren't just about steel and aluminum. Sure, those are the headline items, the ones that grab all the attention, but the reality is far more complex and far-reaching. When we talk about tariffs, we're talking about a chain reaction that impacts a multitude of industries and sectors. It's not just about bourbon and orange juice either. These are just examples of the many products that get caught in the crossfire. Think about the countless other goods that move across borders every single day. From electronics to clothing, from machinery to food products, the list is endless. They're about a whole lot more. They're about the intricate web of trade that connects our two countries. This web is a complex network of relationships and dependencies that has been built over decades. It's a system that supports millions of jobs and facilitates trillions of dollars in economic activity. When you disrupt this system, the effects can be profound and far-reaching. Imagine the bustling ports where goods are constantly being loaded and unloaded, the factories where workers are busy producing items that will be shipped across borders, and the financial markets that rely on the smooth flow of trade. All of these are interconnected in ways that are not immediately obvious. When you start messing with that web, even with the best of intentions, you never know what the unintended consequences might be. It's like trying to fix one part of a machine without understanding how the whole thing works. You might solve one problem but create several others in the process. Maybe that small factory in Ohio that supplies parts to a Canadian car manufacturer has to lay off workers. These workers are not just numbers, they are real people with families to support and bills to pay. The ripple effect of these layoffs can be devastating for the local community. Maybe that farmer in Iowa who relies on Canadian potash to fertilize his crops sees his profits dwindle. This isn't just about one farmer, it's about the entire agricultural sector that depends on cross-border trade for essential supplies. When costs go up, profits go down, and the impact is felt all the way down the supply chain. The point is, tariffs are like throwing a rock into a pond. The initial splash might seem small, but the ripples can spread far and wide. These ripples can affect people and businesses in ways you might never expect. It's a chain reaction that can lead to unintended and often harmful consequences. The initial splash might seem small, but the ripples can spread far and wide, affecting people and businesses in ways you might never expect. It's a reminder that in our interconnected world, actions have consequences, and those consequences can be far-reaching and unpredictable. So the next time you hear about tariffs, remember that it's not just about the immediate impact. It's about the broader, more complex web of relationships and dependencies that make up our global economy. Now some of you might be thinking, well John, those Canadians are getting what they deserve for daring to mess with America. And to that I say, hold your horses, cowboy, because there's a good chance you're the one paying for this little trade war. See, here's the thing about tariffs. They're essentially a tax on imported goods. And who pays those taxes? That's right, you do. Every time you buy a can of Canadian beer, or a new TV made with Canadian steel, you're going to be paying a little bit extra thanks to those lovely tariffs. So, congratulations, America, you just gave yourself a raise. In taxes, that is. BC's liquor ban hits red state bourbon. Now Canada's not just playing defense in this trade war, they're launching their own counter-offensive, and it's hitting some folks right where it hurts, their liquor cabinets. That's right, folks. British Columbia has decided to ban the sale of American liquor from states that voted for Trump. So, if you're in BC and you're craving a nice Kentucky bourbon, well, you're fresh out of luck. The shelves are bare, replaced with Canadian whiskey and other locally sourced spirits. It's a bold move, and one that's sure to ruffle some feathers south of the border. But hey, if you can't fight tariffs with tariffs, sometimes you gotta fight 'em with booze.